Welcome to another episode of the Fitish podcast. My twin, Fran, is not here this week.
Yeah.
Appreciate my man's filling in.
Oh, I feel so bad for him. I got up this morning and I've been sleeping, I'm pregnant. So I've been sleeping a lot. So I've been getting up kind of late, and he usually goes and works out at like 6 a.m. He's been super busy with work, and then he'll come home at 7:15, let the dogs out, feed him. I mean, he's a champ in the morning, and I came downstairs at like 8:15 this morning. That's how late I slept. And he's sleeping on the couch. And I'm like, what happened? He's in full workout clothes with sneakers on. He goes, oh shit.
What?
I missed my workout. I fell asleep. He said he sat down to put his shoes on.
Did he get dad shoes yet? Does he have the New Balance chunky white ones yet? Okay.
No, I don't know.
That's the next step, Dad. Like, you got to earn your New Balance white chunky shoes.
No, he's going to be not dad style, I don't think, for a long time. He dresses pretty cool. He's going to be dad jokes.
Yes.
That's more his thing.
Those just kind of, the brain works different.
He's always been into dad jokes, though, even like pre-dadhood.
Same.
Yeah.
I think you know me. Jenna, you're going to have pregnancy brain. He's going to have dad brain. And that involves a lot of dad joking.
Oh my gosh, look what I got. How disgusting.
You got the pumpkin thing?
I don't even like pumpkin spice lattes, but I'm craving fall. So I just got one, but I had to do like pregnancy version. I did. It's a like decaf with coconut milk. I got it extra hot, like no whipped cream or anything. So I don't know. It's like a half-ass PSL.
You know, this is the earliest that Starbucks has released their pumpkin spice.
Didn't it just come out like yesterday or today?
Yeah, it just came out and it's been the earliest they've released it. I think they typically wait until I think September, like the beginning, middle of September.
Wow.
But this time they came in.
Yeah, it's August, I guess,
still
right?
basically when we're filming this episode.
It's end of August.
It's end of August, so it's still.
How amazing. People are craving
summer.
fall. I'm ready for fall.
No.
I am. I'm ready for the holidays. I don't know why. It's so weird. I'm just ready for all the things. I'm ready for cooler weather. I am taking my mom somewhere cool.
Where are you taking her?
We're going to Jackson Hole, and we're doing
Whose
like
hole?
Jackson's Hole.
Wow.
We're going to Jackson Hole and doing a like a private Yellowstone tour because I don't want to be around people either. So yeah, we're gonna go to Yellowstone. It's like a 12-hour. I signed us up for this tour. They pick you up at the hotel. It's 12 hours.
Oh, that sounds awful for a pregnant person.
No, they take you in the car to see like buffalo.
El buffalo?
Like all the bison and, all sorts of animals and all Yellowstone. I've never been up to Wyoming. I'm so excited. And do you know what the weather is there right now? In the morning and at night, 39 degrees. Yeah. And during the day, it's like a high of like 69. It sounds glorious. Nice. I'm so excited. My mom's been packed for weeks.
Yeah, they don't fuck with the heat up there. They keep it nice and chill.
I'd hate it in the winter, but I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. Something came over me recently because I have been so homebound. I mean, even right now, I know y'all are up here. We're doing the podcast. I have everyone working from home because one of my staff got sick and her family was sick and everyone's okay. But I can't take any risks being pregnant,
Did they get the vid or something different?
Yeah.
Oh, they got the vid?
Yeah. Thought it was flu, tested negative for COVID multiple times, and then tested positive for COVID after she was already feeling better. So yeah, this one's a mess, but I'm just playing it really safe being pregnant. And, I had talked on the last podcast or the last couple actually, and we've gotten some good tips about places on the East Coast to go because I had said I wanted to maybe take my mom to Salem or do something, but I'm starting to get worried that then things are going to get so bad again and me being pregnant that I'm not going to be able to travel at all. So I just spontaneously, and Fran's so jealous, booked for my mom and I to go to Jackson Hole for a few days in the middle of the week too, right? Yeah. Like a Monday to Thursday because I'm like, no one will be there.
And they were Kanye bought a bunch of land up there somewhere?
He did, I believe, in Casper, Wyoming. Okay. Cody, which is in Wyoming also. Yeah, but that's, I think, a couple hours from Jackson Hole.
I've never gone to a national park.
Really?
Yeah.
Even out in California?
No.
You have a couple out there, I think, right?
Yeah, I never went to any. I've never been to the Grand Canyon. Obviously, never been to Yellowstone. The only national park I've gone to, I'd say Central Park, but that's not really a national park.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, in New York, is it? I don't think that's technically.
No, that's just a park. It's in Manhattan. But I want to go. I want to go to them. I just have never. I've never taken
Isn't
the
it
time.
weird? I think maybe something when you're young. I've been to the Grand Canyon a couple of times, but I haven't been anywhere else either, I don't think. And, we talked about last year getting an RV and going to some of those parks, but they were so crowded during COVID because everyone was taking road trips last summer and last fall. And then I didn't really want to deal with that. But there's some amazing ones out west. I mean, there's some really killer spots to see, and they let in limited tourists. Yellowstone's the same way, apparently. They don't let in massive crowds of people to all the areas, so they keep it limited. But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I don't know what my mom and I are gonna do. It's a little bit of hiking, but they said fine for a pregnant woman.
No donkeys. I felt like national parks do the donkey rides, but that I guess that's just the Grand Canyon.
It's like, no, I don't think donkeys are an offering in Wyoming. No, I don't think we ride donkeys. I can't ride anything right now.
Oh, that's right.
I can't ride horses. Yeah, so that's kind of a drawback because we thought about staying at like a dude ranch, but the whole point when you stay on a dude ranch is you go horseback riding all day, every day to do stuff. And I can't, being pregnant, I don't think you're supposed to ride a horse.
Nope. No horses, no four-wheeling. I learned that in Mexico the hard way.
No jump roping, and that's something I liked to do for cardio. You're really not supposed to jump.
Why is it going to be like they don't want CTE on the baby or something? Like too much?
Right, or like detaching. I don't know. And so I worked out for the first time, like on my own. I went to lift weights at the gym 2 days ago. Dude, I am walking like I'm 9 months pregnant. I am so sore. I can't sit on the toilet. I did weighted walking lunges, and I haven't done that in I don't know how long, like January.
Yeah.
I am so sore. I knew I was going to be sore, and I hadn't lifted weights in so long, but I'm being so lazy, that I want to start exercising here and there. I made it maybe 20 minutes of exercise. I was so tired and I am so sore. I did this 2 days ago and I can still barely walk, and I have to put my fingers down on the toilet when I go to sit down. Have you ever been that sore?
Oh, well, yeah.
Like on your hamstrings and legs?
I love that feeling, though. I love that. When my butt is sore, that's because I lack the butt, and I know that like if I got it sore, I did something to maybe grow it at least a millimeter. I love that feeling. Walking up the stairs and just barely getting up there, like you just...
I mean, that's the one good thing is now I'm in the place that no one wants me to lift anything. So speaking of, before you and our producer Garrett leave today, I need you to get something out of the trunk of my car and bring it into the office.
Is it a body?
Okay with y'all? It's a body.
Okay, cool.
No, Fran disassembled our NordicTrack treadmill. That treadmill I got last year.
Oh, the one you guys never used?
I used it a few times during COVID. I live in a townhome. We live in a townhome that's two bedroom. And it's time. Like I need to make that downstairs bedroom that was a gym / storage that wasn't really being used. It had a boxing bag in there and like all these weights. And I made it a bedroom. I just decided I need to nest. I made it a bedroom so I can have family come stay when I have this baby. If we end up not finding a house, which we probably won't at this juncture.
Still hunting, huh?
Not really. I've pretty much given up. I mean, after I lost out on the two by like hundreds of thousands of dollars, I don't have to overspend on my first house. I just said, never mind. So I think I'm just going to give up on it. That baby's going to be fine. But if I need a night nurse or someone to come stay, I made a bedroom. So Fran had to disassemble the treadmill, and the screen part is in my trunk, which I didn't even know until I was driving today. And the rest of the treadmill's in the garage because the mover got COVID. So he couldn't come move before the furniture got delivered. So it's been a mess. I know. I feel like everyone I know.
That's
why
I
don't want to be that person necessarily. Yesterday a guy came to fix the AC. He was an AC guy, older guy, like just beard, jeans, like smoking a cig outside my place, and comes in. He was nice, but he just kind of like walks in close talking to me and doesn't have a mask on. And I'm pretty used to like most service people when they're coming into your house to do stuff. They're, they put on like booties and put on a mask and
they're
he
overly
didn't.
protective
And I just,
right now.
so I kind of said to him, I've never been that person to ask someone to wear a mask. And I think if I wasn't pregnant, I'd be a little looser about it. But the truth is, like, you're seeing a lot of healthy pregnant women my age or younger getting really sick and dying when they go to the hospital to give birth if they have COVID. And so it freaks me out a bit, and I have to be really careful. And Fran and I are being careful. So I said, I was like, are you sick? Like, I'm pregnant and you're not wearing a mask. And he was like, oh no, I'm fine. But he like didn't pick up on the hint. Like so I just went into the bedroom. I was like, the AC's on the 3rd floor, so go up there. And I just like went into the downstairs bedroom and let him do his thing. And I just didn't interact with him.
We had a guy come out recently, and Kinsey's not pregnant or anything, but I heard her ask him, hey, would you mind putting on a mask And I've never heard her do this in the whole pandemic.
Right.
But this was the first time. And I asked her, I'm like, wait, what now? And she goes, the kids just started school. The last thing I want is these kids back home.
Yeah.
So she did it because she didn't want the back of school learning. You know?
I get that. I know. I bet.
We've had a couple close calls. This is why I wasn't on the podcast.
This is the reality. Like J-Si and I, we know so many people, and I told them last time. I mean, specifically,
that's fine.
That we were playing it really safe, and then we might have to do it again. But I know so many people, more people now that are sick than I did last time around, and I think same with J-Si. So I think we're all just a little bit freaked about it.
I'll be honest. I was in direct contact with people that had it, like in direct contact.
Yeah, so I was like, "You're not fucking coming up here, dude."
Well, she wasn't as mean as that. She just hit me up and she said, "Hey, are you good?" And I had tested already twice negative, but I took the lab test and that's what I was waiting on. I was waiting for my results because that takes a couple days. And I said, look, I should get my results back by Sunday at the latest, or what was it, Monday or something? I forgot exactly what day. And she said, cool. And then you can tell me if you can come. And I was also 14 days outside the window. So,
yeah, I know. I mean, look, I don't think there's a right answer right now. I just have to be that person that's on the super safe side.
You have to.
You know what's strange that started happening is both myself and my mom, we've encountered that person. My mom called me she left the grocery store the other day. She like ran to Tom Thumb, checked out, walking out of the grocery store, and some fucking Karen comes up to my mom and yells at her because my mom has on a mask. And my mom's like, you don't have to wear that thing anymore. Like, touches my mom. And my mom's like, well, my daughter's pregnant. And my mom's always been on the safe side. You know, she's like, well, I'm choosing to, and I want to because it was recommended and my daughter's pregnant. So I'm trying to keep her safe. And the woman just like huffed. And then Fran and I were in Whole Foods yesterday, and he runs into like a guy friend of his who I guess didn't know that I was pregnant. You know, we're catching up. And I mean, I wasn't catching up, but Fran and I had on a mask, and I'd say it's like a 50%, right? Like you're seeing 50% of people still wearing masks, even though we live in Texas and you don't have to, I guess. But when we saw him again in the back of the store, he's like, I meant to ask y'all, what's with the mask? We're like, I don't know. Like, we're wearing one.
Who cares?
I think I just don't understand, you know, and it's why people make this so political, but also like, what does me wearing a mask do to you? You know, like that's what I don't understand is why people are getting so angry. I'm not yelling at you to wear a mask, but you're telling me to not wear a mask. Right. You know,
but why? You're
telling me things that I can't do with my body.
Right.
Which is strange to me.
I've been, the whole politicizing this whole thing has gotten out of control to the point where I don't tell people whether I'm vaccinated or not, but if they ask me, I respond. And we're family here on the podcast and everything. On the DMs recently, some lady asked me, hey, just wondering, are you vaccinated? So I responded and I said, yes. And she went off on me.
It's so strange to me. I don't understand why people get...
She went off on me. And I'm like, why are you going on? She went off on me and called me uneducated and giving into the government. And I said, no, I'm not giving into the government. I researched it. Mind you, I didn't get Pfizer is the one that just came out as being FDA approved. Mine was Moderna. Unfortunately, I'm not in the FDA world yet. But I did my research. I spoke to my doctors. Yeah. I spoke to my grandfather before he passed away, and he was very adamant about me doing that. And
personal decision, I guess, right? Decision. I mean, it's going to be interesting when kids are required to get vaccines to go to school. Yeah. So people act like this is something new when it's really not. I think it was just, and understandably, it's a scary thing. And, I'm in a position and I'm fine talking openly about this. I have my first vaccine appointment tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm 14 weeks pregnant. I'm a little scared because if I weren't pregnant, I don't think a lot of these things would be as much of a consideration. My goal was, I told myself through all this IVF, at first it was recommended that I kind of, I wait on it. Mm-hmm. Pregnant women aren't supposed to get vaccines in general. You can get a flu shot, but all the stuff I've read in my doctor, like you don't do anything in the first trimester. And so, I had a lot of pregnant girlfriends last year during the pandemic, and most all of them ended up getting the vaccine in the third trimester. Like at the very end, the baby's cooked, the baby's getting some antibodies. Yeah. That way, if anything, yeah. But, Fran and I have felt differently about it. He's worried about me getting it right now. And, at least he's letting it be, my own decision, even though I tell him, I'm doing this for a baby. I'm actually doing it because and look, this is just my personal thing. You have to go, what are the risks on one side versus the other? Could I get COVID and be okay? Probably. I'd like to think that I'm healthy, but everything I've read and what my gynecologist told me, and now all these female doctors I've spoken to have said the same thing. They're like, you got to go get it now. I've treated, and they can only speak to personal experience. I've treated so many pregnant women, and the ones that are getting COVID, they're going into like early labor at 25 weeks and they're healthy 34. I mean, I'm 37. I'm going to be 38, next year. And it scares me because I am healthy, but how awful would that be? But I got into a conversation with a woman who was 6 months pregnant, and she was very nice. And it's one of those questions. It's a very personal thing. I'm like, can I ask you something very personal, like in private?
People, are you a virgin?
What do you think about it? Asking another pregnant woman. And she's like, what's interesting is my doctor was kind of against me doing it for a while. She's much more kind of hippie woman, and she said, now my doctor's strongly encouraging me to do it. And she's like, but I'm 6 months and I'm on the fence about it. She's like, she seems kind of anti-vax in general with everything, and I don't know her very well. We just met at something I was doing the other day. So I asked her because she was the only other pregnant person there. And, I'm pretty forward. And she goes, I'm conflicted. I booked an appointment. I canceled it. I'm scared. She says that her fear is more about like what happens to the child at the age of 30. And I'm going, man, I got to get a fucking kid to 30 years old and deal with it then. That's just my opinion. I was like, I got to raise a child in a pandemic and with everything else that's going to happen between. I mean, imagine all the shit that's going to go down between now and the time he's 30. If I can get a child to 30 years old, I'll have to deal with the fact that I made a decision that maybe affected him later. And it's hard. I think we're just all in a position that's like,
I get the people that don't want to get it. I get their point of view. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. I get theirs, but I also get my point of view where I'm trying to be as safe as possible.
Well, and it's also wearing off to the point people need boosters. So I don't know if it's going to affect my child in 30 years.
It's just such a weird time we're living in right now.
Well, anyway, on to lighter things, because like I said, I'm decorating a downstairs bedroom for Fran's mom. Fran has thrown out the idea of his mom coming to stay for a few weeks when I have this baby, because we're kind of making these decisions. Apparently, like if I'm going to get a night nurse, I need to do it now.
What do you mean you got to get it now?
Oh my gosh.
The baby's not due for a while.
I know, but they're all booked up. What? A night nurse. And so this is someone that would come help me at night for a few days, and I have friends that haven't done it, don't want anyone in their house, totally fine.
Let me ask
and then I have other people that tell me it was the best thing they did.
So the night nurse will be up with the baby at night. So the baby wakes up.
The night nurse comes over at 10 o'clock p.m.
Comes over, baby cries, grabs the baby. You're sleeping, puts the baby on your nipple, lets the baby eat.
Pretty
pops
intimate.
Him off the nipple.
Yeah, I don't think I'd sleep through that part. But yeah, the point is whether you breastfeed or bottle feed, apparently, my understanding, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, is that yes, their job is to help facilitate having an easier transition. And they're also really educated. And so that's something that kind of made me feel better, because I'm thinking, I mean, I'm 37. I think I know how to deal with a baby, but I bet in the middle of the night, I'm going to be like, is that baby fucking breathing? Did I change that diaper the right way? I mean, changing one diaper is one thing, but like, is there a rash? Is that okay? Especially with all this RSV, is this breathing okay? Is the baby okay? Am I burping and like gassing and doing all the things correctly, and help with latching and breastfeeding if you struggle. But yeah, they apparently bring the baby to you. You breastfeed, or they bottle feed the baby so you can sleep through the night. And then they take the baby away and they deal with the whole, burping, changing, doing all the things so you can immediately go back to sleep, since you're feeding every couple of hours. But for me, it's not as much that I think the sleep deprivation is going to be the worst thing ever, because I mean, we've dealt with that on the radio for a long time. Like I can stay up with a baby for a while, but they help you learn, like sleep train from a very newborn stage, and they also just teach you stuff, which I think would be really invaluable for me, because once I have a baby there and I have a woman, someone recommended this Ukrainian woman, but then someone told me that she was like very intense. And I know that's not going to, like, I'm not going to vibe with someone that's really intense, that's making me like sleep train a newborn. That's just not my style. I want to find like a nice, like Mexican woman,
The Mexican nannies are a little more gentle. I think I've seen a couple, because they're in Eastern Europe, man. They're
intense.
They're hardcore. Yeah, I mean,
she's like an Olympic night nurse. I can't. Yeah, I don't want to do that. But yeah, apparently all the good ones are taken. And I said to this girl, and she's like, oh no, like I'm due, she's due in December. I'm like, well, I'll take yours. And she goes, oh no, I'll keep mine for 3 months. I'm like,
get the Ukrainian lady. Your baby, you're gonna show up. Your baby's gonna be doing double
Yeah, a
somersaults.
little newborn
Freaking
gymnast.
doing the rings in the room at
I
like
don't
3
know. I
months
would love
old.
to hear thoughts from everyone. But anyway, I've been decorating this bedroom downstairs. Email at info@fitish.com if you have any tips on the night nurse situation. But I'm trying to make a really nice bedroom down there for night nurse / Fran's mom. He threw out that she would love to come stay for a couple of weeks. I'm like,
Cheaper.
well, that's good. That's cheaper.
That's cheaper.
Yeah.
And it's a family
Cut
member.
back on the night nurse hat. But anyway, we're going to have family staying there. So I'm trying to make it look nice. And I realized like all the art that I have around the house currently, it's like kind of sexual. You know, I went through this phase where I have stuff that's like, you know, like I'm like, it's like cool art, cool photography, but like topless woman, not trashy, like Playboy cover or something, but like, you know what I mean? Just like on the beach.
Like would pass on Instagram and it wouldn't get taken down.
Correct.
Classy.
Correct. But like I can't have that in the bedroom. And so I've been kind of going through photos or maybe if I take something great in Yellowstone and service that I use to frame everything. And I was just pointing in my office to J-Si because I have all of these really high res product shots that we've taken for Fitish, all in really cool frames, black and white and matted. And I have used FrameBridge for all of it. Everything in the entryway I have of all the models framed.
FrameBridge.
All FrameBridge. Well, I love FrameBridge. And if you haven't used it before, it's so easy because you can go to framebridge.com. You can upload a photo from your camera roll that you love. Now, you're going to be limited in size depending on the resolution of your photo. But if you, or, you know, J-Si, I was just telling him, he has cool sports memorabilia he wants to get framed.
I got to get my Dak Prescott jersey framed by FrameBridge.
Yeah, they will do all of this for you. They make it so easy. So yeah, you do it. You can kind of pick out the different, they have a ton of variety of frames. If you want to choose a mat, really affordable. And trust me, I know because I've taken pictures to framers locally before. And I mean, I think FrameBridge has probably cost me less than half as much as it is when you go to like a local frame shop.
We got a lot of people too that live, you know, their parents live out of state. This is a perfect gift to send them, especially if you haven't seen them in over a year. You send them a picture of your family or yourself.
Yeah, I did a photo of Candy and I for her for Christmas. Huge, like really, really big of just her and I. And she cried because it's the best kind of holiday gift. But go to framebridge.com. Their prices start at $39. All shipping is free. And our Fitish listeners are going to get 15% off their first order when you go to framebridge.com. And all you have to do is use the code Fitish. That's the promo code. Framebridge.com and use the promo code Fitish to save an additional 15% off your first order. Again, that's framebridge.com and the promo code is Fitish.
Yeah, buddy. Man, it's been tough out there. I've been in a funk lately.
Well, how so?
I don't know. I just feel like I've been in a funk. I feel like I've been letting people affect me. That's the thing, you know, like when you let
other people's energy.
Other people's energy have.
See, the good thing about not seeing anyone ever is people usually don't affect me as much because I don't leave the house.
I'm gonna go ahead and place the blame on Kinsey, not because she's she's not the happy suck. I have this rule with Kinsey that I tell her if you're gonna be, you know, interacting on social media, don't look at the comments.
Oh yeah,
but she can't help it. She's like a moth drawn to a flame, dude. Just wants to, like, she can't help herself.
What are people saying to her?
So she it's actually something we had talked about before. It was recent. This was recent. It actually was a weekend ruiner, and I'm sorry it happens. But she posted, it was National Radio Day.
Yeah, I saw
that post.
Yeah.
Some dude went on there and obviously said that I was leaning a little too close to you, Jenna.
Oh, to me?
Yeah, to you, right?
Y'all so dumb.
So, and he said, he said something.
Yes, we've been carrying on a secret affair for 14 years.
Did an emoji at the end, and then Kinsey, it rubbed her the wrong way because this is something Jenna and I have had to deal with our entire friendship. It just
she's handled it pretty well.
She's handled it really well.
Because I don't think she doesn't get upset with you or me.
No,
right?
no.
She just hates that people. Yeah, because it's just insulting to your own marriage. Yeah,
and we have kids now, and when she has posts that go up, my daughter likes to go read them, and so we have to let her pick which ones she can go read the comments on. That one was a radio, all happy. There was nothing that could be, you know, construed the wrong way. And then there's this guy that comes out. So Kinsey called him out and said, hey, that's not nice. This is supposed to be a happy national radio thing. The guy, he backpedaled a little and said, no, I was just joking.
Yeah.
Maybe he was, and I accepted it. But this other lady, Mary, freaking Mary, comes in. I think I've seen her before. And she goes in there, well, I've always wondered that as well. J-Si and Jenna seem a little too close all the time. Many people have talked about this. That's the one that got me.
Yeah.
That's the one. I'm like,
All right, Mary, like you seem real busy.
Who the fuck are many people? Who are these many people you speak to that know me and Jenna so well that they are just sure there's a lot of boning going on?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so good that we got our fiance and my wife so tricked that we come and do a podcast and then we bone.
Yeah.
No, Mary, no. So I called her out.
What'd you say?
I don't remember.
You can just sum it up.
It was a heat of the moment thing. I probably shouldn't have even responded. I was like, these are the comments I hate. I hate these comments.
Just be like, Mary, you got a lot going on in your life.
Yeah,
Mary.
I just basically said I hate these comments. People like you are what make me not want to go on social media, and this is why I don't interact. This is it right here for anybody wondering. And my dude came back, the first guy, and went off on me and cussed me out or some shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Mary, sir. She came back, doubled down, and she goes, well, I know many people that might work. Who are these? Name them. Send me the pictures. Send me some evidence that these people, so I could talk to them and say, hey, shut the fuck up.
It
ruined.
I don't know why it ruins. Yeah, I know. I mean, I've definitely had moments here and there over the years, and now I'm to a point that I've managed it a lot better because I still get shit like that. But I've had a couple of comments from people write me, women, middle-aged women or women older than me, that'll write me about, like, I don't know how they pay such close attention, but they'll see that I liked, like, Jamie Lynn Spears posted something, you know, and there was all this hate for Jamie Lynn because of the
free Britney stuff.
Which I'm like, so you're friends with Britney? Like, I mean, I think we all really like Britney, but I think Britney's a lot more unhealthy than anyone realizes that we're probably going to start seeing, you know, now that no one's involved, you know, in our life. If everyone lets go, like, I think that she's traumatized. I think there's a lot going on, but it doesn't matter because Jamie Lynn's been a fan of the show. Mm-hmm. For whatever reason, Jamie Lynn's a real big fan of Fitish.
Of your product, yeah.
And she buys it. She posts about it. This was never like a paid thing. And it was just happened to be someone that, you know, likes the show, likes me, likes Fitish. And so every now and then I'll like her photos of her kids and stuff. Yeah. And I've had multiple women write me and it was just shocking. Like, why are you liking Jamie Lynn's photos? I'm like, so you're like 50. You're this big of a defender of Britney that you actually don't even really know what's going on in that world. Can you imagine? Like, Jamie Lynn probably knows everything, and there has to be so much heavy shit going on in that environment. And that I was like, well, we're kind of friends. Like, we're social media friends. I mean, I stand up for it. I'm like, we're friendly on social media. Like, Jamie Lynn's always been a great supporter of me and Fitish. And
we all have those friends that not everyone likes out in the real world, right? Like, there's girls that are dating dudes. All your friends hate your boyfriend, but you still love him. You still show him, you know, because there's something about him or her, or the person you're with, that you see the good in people or that person.
You need to try and tell yourself, and this is what's helped me, is when people behave that way, and you have to know this because maybe you've gone through phases like this before. If you're not happy in your life, you care so much about this like make-believe world, like people that think they know you real well in your marriage or a celebrity. I just don't know how women that have children have time for this sort of thing, but I think it's because they don't have anything else going on. I mean, I'm so consumed by work. You know, I have such a priority with work and being pregnant that I've paid less and less attention to social media lately. And I think it just shows that the more fulfilled and kind of busy you are, the less time you have for
I've been
kind of
loving
shit.
it. And I hate it because I do like interacting. There are far more nice comments than there are negative. Let's be honest. I'm being, and I know I'm going to get some of those like, oh, J-Si, there's more positivity than negative, but it's those, the negatives stick out. And it's when I look over at my wife, and this one was not one of those that was too cruel towards her in general. It was just more of a stupid comments. But the ones that make her cry, you know, the ones that actually attack her personality or attack her physical appearance, or those are the ones that just, I look over and she'll be looking at her phone and have tears rolling down her eyes. And those are the moments. Those are the moments I honestly regret my choices in career, because I'm the reason for this. And so it makes
But she can be private.
She could be. And
I have to say, not that I don't get it, but this is part of having a platform, and it fucking sucks. But that's what I tell myself, is the way I'm able to sell Fitish products to customers and interact with customers and get their feedback and get their reviews. Unfortunately, the downside is 1 out of every 1,000 comments is going to be shitty and unsupportive and terrible. But again, that's just the downside, right? She has a platform, and Kinsey gets paid to do some social media sometimes. And unfortunately, she's going to have a lot of people on there that, you know, when you set yourself up it's the kind of the give and the take, and it really sucks. It really
just
sucks. Yeah,
man.
but you just have to either deal with it or go private and never capitalize off social media.
If my ass would have just stayed in medical school,
You'd be a nurse.
My goal was to be a nurse and get enough money to go to medical school. Be like a boob doctor or something.
Oh,
Plastic
surgeon.
We might get on E.
Yeah. It's not too late.
No, girl, Jenna. If I went back to medical school,
Yeah, you'd have another 8 years at least.
At least 8 years, probably looking more at 12
10,
before you actually get your
specialty
feet off the ground and get your own practice. So 12 years from now, I'm dead.
What?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah, let's clock it in. What that'd be
50?
I'd be 60 then, right?
In 12, dude, you'd be 50.
That's dead.
We got to work on the math part first. I think that's in the beginning of medical school.
I'd be dead by then. That'd be Dunskies.
I see. I'm encouraging. It's never too late to pivot. It's never too late to follow your dreams. I mean, maybe that dream, it is a little bit late to do medical school. I still toy with the idea one day of like going and getting my master's of psychology. Not that I'm sure what I would do with it, but I still toy with that idea.
You got the couch.
Yeah.
You got the couch for that.
You got the furniture.
Jenna, can you
come
imagine?
talk to me about your problems?
You can be doing.
I'd do crazy people.
I know.
Not regular crazy people. No. I'd want to like go talk to crazy people in jail and then like go do.
Oh, like actual psychological problems. I got those.
Yeah, like criminal level.
I mean, I don't want to incriminate myself right now.
Yeah, but maybe you have criminal thoughts.
You don't. No, not thoughts, but doings.
Doing? Oh, so you've executed? Yeah.
Executed.
Brandon and I went back to watch Dexter. Actually, he had never watched Dexter, speaking of crazy people. And it's coming back, which I don't know if that's a good move or not, but I really like Dexter, and Francisco had never seen it. So we get excited anytime there's a show that one of us either hasn't seen or watched in many years. And so we just started. I forgot there's 8 seasons of it, and the first one's actually really good.
So that was a show that Kinsey agreed to watch, and we went to go look.
Not a Kinsey type show.
Yeah, she likes crime.
Yeah.
And murder, mystery type stuff.
Okay.
I mean, she likes more of the realistic documentary style stuff, but this is cool.
Yeah.
And we went to go watch it on Netflix. It was gone.
It's on Showtime.
It's on Showtime or on Amazon Prime, I think. Somebody wrote me and said it's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
Which is good to know because I got that. I don't have Hulu. I don't have
Then that answers my question. I was about to ask you, I've been watching a lot of shows lately since I've been home so much. And so I've watched The White Lotus. Did you watch The White Lotus?
No, everybody's telling me to watch White Lotus. That's HBO, right?
Yeah.
I got rid of that after Wonder Woman.
9 Perfect Strangers, the Nicole Kidman.
Yep. haven't seen it.
Hulu.
Ted Lasso. Everybody's telling me to watch Ted Lasso. I don't have Apple TV.
Yeah, I couldn't get into that one, but I think you'd like it.
Really?
A lot.
Why didn't you like it? You're the first person that told me that you didn't really get
and you would think I would because it's soccer
yeah.
and I don't know, maybe I need to give it more episodes. I don't know. It just, the humor for me, it was falling flat. I just didn't like it.
And Jason Sudeikis strikes me as a guy that you'd be
I don't know. Fran and I we watched like 3 episodes. We just didn't laugh. So we were like, we're not going to do this. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure why. Yeah.
I kind of lean towards the shows you kind of like. I'm still gonna.
Except you don't watch any of them.
No, I don't. But I would probably.
Like, you still haven't watched Peaky Blinders, which I think is just like the best fucking show ever. I watched it all again recently, by the way, even better than the first time. I wish I could go back and, not having seen it, watch it again. That's how good that show was for me. Peaky, Netflix.
Oh, it's on Netflix.
Yeah,
I can watch that. Heavy British accent. I hear that.
Heavy subtitles.
I can't do the British accent that I got.
Have you seen Peaky Blinders? Isn't it amazing? Did you love it? Everything about it.
Really?
The acting, the writing, it's very dude.
Do I need subtitles for the British heaviness?
Well, I can't speak to that because we watch everything with subtitles. It's actually great. Fran.
Oh, he needs it?
Yeah. English subtitles.
The English is too fast for him? The way Spanish is too fast for you?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, I think he just, sometimes when subtitles aren't on, I'll be like, what did they just say? And I'll just be like, cat. Like, it's very simple. Like, it's very simple. It's like he said, I lost my cat or something. But with the way people speak, yeah. I mean, I can't make fun of it. I have a feeling I'd be that way with Spanish. So we watch we watch everything, all English. Yeah. I mean, everything with English subtitles.
It takes away from the action, though. I feel like you miss some of the action.
No, you can change the size and the font and the placement. So you just put it wherever you want.
I want it right in the middle of the action, and so I can watch what's going on the screen.
No.
Man,
It's great. You'll get used to it. It's great. But yes, I recommend Peaky with subtitles. Absolutely. Even for me as a strong English speaker. Because their accents, like Tom Hardy's almost impossible to understand. And he's a peripheral character on there, but he's amazing. But his accent is so thick and he's so mumbly and gruff that he's really difficult to understand.
All I'm thinking about now is Fran trying to date in the United States. If he didn't go to high school here, did he?
He went to military school in God, what was the town called? Something so funny.
In Mexico?
No, he went to military school for 1 year when he was 15 that I still haven't gotten to the bottom of because I think it's that he was a bad kid because he was throwing rave parties when he was 14. We just learned on last week's podcast that I think he had his first sexual intercourse at the age of 13, which is fuck y'all. I bet that was enjoyable for her.
My mom's going to hate that I just shouted that out.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry,
but
Mom.
I didn't do drugs until ever.
No, he was young. So anyway, he went to military school for a year. He knew zero English, he said, because he didn't do much school, wasn't good in school. So he went to military school from the age of like 14 to 15 with zero English knowledge other than a couple of other Mexican kids that were sent there.
Yeah.
And no, it was like in the middle of Nebraska. I forget. We got to ask him the town because it was a Mexican name.
Not Furniture Mart, the actual state.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he went for a year and he's like, the best way to learn a language is to be completely lost and drowning because you have no choice but to start figuring out words. So he said he learned some English to get by just in that year at the age of 15. And then he went back home. So that was the only time he spent in America. And he went back home and ended up, I think he finished high school, did a little college courses, but not really, and just started working from a really young age. And then remember, he got married. You know this?
That's my brain exploding.
Keep in mind that I did not know that he had been married until him and I were already engaged.
That seems slightly familiar. And remember, my brain's broken.
He doesn't like when I tease him about it, though. I tease him about it sometimes. She was a much older woman.
Yeah?
He was married very briefly. Yeah, because I would joke. I'm like, did you marry
Let's play over under.
Yeah.
Over 70?
Well, no. You have to remember, you have to do it in a age difference.
Okay.
Because her age now, I'd have to sit and think about because I know that he was 24 when he got married, and I know how much older she was when he got married.
So let's go 30 years older?
No.
Younger?
No.
Okay. 20?
No.
10?
More.
15?
Yeah, something around there.
Wow.
Yeah. 15-year older woman, something like that. Yeah.
And that's
something
in his 20s?
15. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think he said he was only married for like 6 months.
See, all these dudes I know got hit on by older women, in their 20s and stuff. I never.
It's scary. What? I always thought, and I know what you mean.
I never got hit on by older women.
I thought, when I've dated guys before, they've always liked younger women, right? Like they'll like a girl, which I never understood, because I was always a little more like mature for my age, I guess, but I never understood, when I'd get broken up with by a guy and then he'd be out with like a 20-year-old girl that had like no job. I'm like, wait, don't I have more to offer? It just always baffled me. And so you always looked at the threat of like the guy going to the club and finding a hot young thing younger than you. But with Fran, like everyone's a fucking threat, right? Like we're in Whole Foods and this woman has rollers and she's like 65 and I'm scared that he's going to leave me for her.
What kind of Skechers was she wearing then?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Super comfy ones.
Don't even get me started on Skechers. Candy tried to buy a pair of Skechers the other day, and I was
like, what you do for comfort.
No.
You're walking on clouds. You got to go chase after them young boys.
No.
You ain't going to do it in just regular stilettos. You got to get yourself some Skechers.
But you know what Fran told me about, because when we were actually walking into the IVF doctor, and I joked with him, like, so yeah, remind me, you got married so you could get your citizenship? And he's like, no. He's like, I think he already had it at that point. I don't remember exactly, or he had already, I don't remember the whole thing, but no, he goes, it's actually really difficult to marry for it. They put you through like rigorous testing to make sure you're not just trying to trick the system, He's like, no, you have to wait a long time to make sure that it's still working out. And then they quiz you deeply on like your partner's favorite things. So you have to know everything, and you don't even know what they're going to ask you, but you have to know everything and share, how you met, from favorite colors and like sandwiches and things like that. I mean, you basically
we have to do this.
Yeah.
We have to find out what this
The
test
questions?
like. I don't know if somebody listening does these tests.
If you've done this
or if it's online, I would like to see if I were still
you probably don't publicize the questions because then you'd rehearse them.
Yeah, but I don't think people got the time to go looking and stuff, and then I'm sure they switch them around and stuff. And
okay, well, email us info@fitish.com and we'll play this.
I wonder if I would be able to get my citizenship right now with Kinsey.
I think it's
even though we're
hard.
not for
Fran
reals.
knows more about the United States and the Constitution and our political system than I do because I haven't learned that stuff since.
Remember when we did it on the radio and I got the best grade?
Yeah, because you all
I'm
had
Mexican.
to take the test.
Your boy had to do it, dude.
It's pretty amazing, right?
I got them all down like that. That's how we do. I did date. I don't know if I've ever told this story on the podcast. Did I tell you the story about my AOL
No.
lady?
No.
I was in a relationship. I hate this. When I was 15, I was doing this thing called AOL Instant Messenger, which all of us did. My screen name was SC Pimp 5. That is actually how I met my wife, Kinsey. She snuck into my AOL. Anyway, I met this girl in a chat room who lived near me, who was 19 or 20, if I remember correctly. And we talked for about a week.
Yeah.
Just talking. And you kind of develop crushes with people just through conversation, which I did. And then finally one of those days, she's like, hey, do you want to come over? And I said, oh yeah, you're an adult. You have an apartment. And she goes, yeah, I just got my own apartment with a roommate. I was like, cool. And she goes, my roommate's out of town. You can come over. I said, all right. Sounds good. And she said, all right, I'll see you at 6. Give me the address. I drove over. I drove my bike over there. That's how young I was. I was in a bike. And I get to this apartment and I knock on the door and I hear like, boom, 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 walking towards the door. And she had sent me a picture. And when the door opened, it was not the picture person. This girl was 6'1". She was taller than me, maybe 6'2".
I thought it was gonna be like her dad, and she was really young. She was a beast.
She was tall, like really tall. She had really short hair, and it was not the picture. And she looked at me and she goes, I have something to tell you. I'm like, it's pretty obvious what you're about to tell me. And she goes, that was not me in the picture. That was my younger sister.
No way.
And I said, oh no shit. Well, you guys look pretty identical. She goes, you still want to come in? I should have said no. Because in my head, I'm like, I'm about to get murdered. Like something's about to happen. I walked in.
She's going to eat me.
She didn't have a couch. She had she had a futon. So it was like a bed couch.
Can you imagine if this was reversed? Like as a woman, I would never go into that house.
That's a stranger danger. Like, don't do that. I walked in and I sat awkwardly next to the front door. And she sat down in like this kind of like lean back chair type thing, but it wasn't like one of the cool ones. It was like almost like a plasticky one.
Yeah.
And she stared at me and she goes, so what do you want to do? And I was like, we could watch TV. And she goes, I was thinking other things. And I said,
please tell me you had the best sexual experience of your life.
I did.
Shut up.
No, I didn't. Jenna. I was like, listen, I finally said,
I was so excited.
I was like, listen, I don't think this is going to work out. Our relationship started on a lie. So I think I'm going to go. And she goes, okay, you're just going to leave? I said, yeah. 2 days later, I go to the bowling alley. Guess who's the manager at the bowling alley? I'm there on a date with another chick.
Oh.
It was her. At the bowling alley.
Did she give you free shoes?
No.
She was pissed.
She stared at me. I was like, please don't come out with our romance. Don't tell people. She glared at me the entire time. Rhonda.
See,
that wasn't her name. I don't know, but she looked like Rhonda.
I've never been good at online dating. I've had plenty of bad, and we can get into that on another day on my other dating apps. Like before, when I was still single and trying to get back out there, I have some really interesting online dating stories. Online dating wasn't my forte, but I do everything else online. Like literally everything in my life, from ordering groceries, ordering food, ordering picture frames. My entire business, by the way, is done online. Really? I mean, we don't do much in-person business at all anymore. Some retail
saves
here
you
and there.
time and money.
Yep, and that's why I am so excited that ShipStation's a sponsor of the Fitish podcast, because this is a service that I have used since the inception of my business. When it started out as just this little business where I'd pack boxes in my house, with the help of a friend. And, we'd take them to the post office to now having 2 warehouses and a fulfillment center doing everything. ShipStation has grown with me. So if you've been toying with the idea, especially as the holidays come up, you have a hobby, a craft, you want to sell stuff, you have an Amazon store, an Etsy store, something like that. ShipStation is going to integrate with any of these other platforms that you're using for your e-commerce. You're going to spend so much less time because ShipStation takes care of everything for you. So what is it exactly? Well, it's just that. It's a virtual shipping station that's going to correspond with all of the other shipping providers. So whether you want to offer, UPS, FedEx, USPS, you're going to be able to get discounts with shipping, which is really important because shipping's continuing to go up, the rates. Yep. It's actually the most expensive part of almost any business is when you're shipping stuff. But if you want to start a business or you have one and you want to try out ShipStation, use my offer code Fitish. You're going to get a 60-day free trial, 2 months free of no hassle, stress-free shipping. When you go to ShipStation.com, click on the microphone at the top of the page and type in the word Fitish. That's ShipStation.com and enter the offer code Fitish. Make ship happen.
I remember my ShipStation days when Kinsey had Style Me Kinsey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she used it too. It was the best. I was sitting there putting stuff in boxes.
I know,
packaging
it's
boy.
Great. It's great. There are things like that with the business that I miss, when you start at home doing stuff, because I can't tell you the last time that I actually packed a box, printed a label, and did all of that myself.
You should do Undercover Boss. I know you only have 3 employees, but that'd be pretty
stupid.
Pretty funny. You show up and they're like, Jenna?
Yeah, I mean, I love that. You know how much, by the way, they pay to do that?
Oh, you have to pay to go on Undercover Boss?
I don't know if I'm revealing some big secret, but yeah, it's very steep because of all the promo and publicity that they get for it.
For real?
Yeah, the company pays to go on Undercover Boss, a lot of money.
And then on top of that, they got to pay the people because they reward them with money and stuff.
Sure. Yeah. But it makes them look really good.
It does.
And it makes the company look really good. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. In the past, I heard it was $1 million. It was something crazy.
Oh my.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's really that steep or what the deal is, but yeah.
You know what else you got to pay to get on? And I always thought if you're going to go on TV, I always figured you get paid, or at least you get it for free.
What?
Right? What's it? The Below Deck?
Oh, the people that rent the boat pay to go on it?
So Kinsey got a message a couple years back and said, hey, even longer than that. It was when we were still on Dish Nation. That's how they found out about me, and they reached out to my wife because apparently I didn't see their messages. They hit her up and said, hey, we're interested in having you and your husband on one of our episodes for Below Deck. And at the time, it was one of my guilty pleasure shows. If it's on, I watch it. I freaking love that show. It's juicy. And so when she brought it up, I was like, hell
I love that you say that, even though so much of it is fake.
Of course, but it's reality. I just like it. It's just one of those guilty pleasures. We can have them. And I was like, absolutely. I want to meet the staff. I want to be there. I want to see the drama in person. I'm going to be the cool person on the boat.
He's the only person that's worked in TV all these years that I have. And I feel so differently. He still buys into this shit. Yeah. And I know that everything for the most part is fake.
Like magic, right? I know magic is not really
but you still
shit
love
disappearing, but I love it. I'm the best audience member you can have at a magic show. Trust me, 100%.
So how much were they going to charge you?
So they start sending us all this paperwork. We fill it out, and then they said, "Cool, we're down to do it." They sent us the dates that they wanted to do it, and they said, "All you got to do is just put your down payment down." I said, "What?" The down payment was I want to say it was $8,000 or something.
Yeah, but this was to rent the boat.
I thought they were they were casting us.
They're not charging you to be on the show. They're charging you to rent the yacht.
No, that's some bullshit. You can't cast me.
You actually get a discount to rent the yacht to be on the show.
No. You're getting me. I'm going to give you publicity by being on the show. You're not
getting a yacht for $8,000 a week.
I know I'm not.
Yeah.
But I'm not paying to go on a show. You pay me. I thought you were gonna give me a free week, and I was gonna get you some good
free week on a yacht.
Yeah, give me a free week. I was gonna get you the best content.
They're giving you a heavily discounted yacht. Yeah.
No, I don't want discounts. I want free. You gonna put me on TV? I'm gonna give you gold. You guys probably would have won an Emmy with me.
An Emmy for Below Deck.
Sure.
Big Emmy contender.
Big time Emmy.
Big
for that
Emmy
episode,
contender.
That's how sure I was of my ability to perform.
I try every now and then. I forget how much I hate reality TV because I'm missing a chromosome. There's something wrong because almost everyone I know, I'll come into work and the girls are talking about Real Housewives. And they're like, you wouldn't know, Jenna. And I was like, I know, like I try, I just can't. I feel like my life's wasting away watching other people do dumb shit.
Bachelor in Paradise?
No.
That's the jam. Jenna, they have a dude on Bachelor in Paradise with this chick that he started making out with, and then he made out with her knowing she had gone on a date with his uncle and made out with the uncle. Like,
you lost me already. I just zoned out. Did you see me? I don't know what happened.
The man's uncle went first, and then he still made out with her on TV. And then they asked her who was better kisser, him or the uncle. And of course, she lied and said the dude on the TV show, but we all know it's the uncle.
Okay, well, as compelling as this is, I have a meeting and she's standing over there listening to us talk about incestual something or other. She'd probably get down with this conversation.
Bring her in. What's up?
No, we have to have a meeting.
Bye.
I have to work. Bye. Okay, but we want to hear from you. You have not been reaching out to us enough. info@fitish.com is the email. So reach out, talk about anything you want. We'll talk about it next week.
We got to take our citizenship relationship test.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to do that.
Sounds good. Okay. See you next week.
Bye.